South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show. Every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby. South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The city of Cleveland is suing the Cleveland Browns. Yep. They want them to move far, far away, like Oakland far away. They are the mistake by the lake. Roll the open, Drew Dog. What's up, everybody? It is a Hump Day humor episode. Thank you and very much. Thanks for tuning in to watch the show. It's a mix of sports, comedy, conversation. We have some smart gambling advice and several viral videos to make you smile. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show, we will hit you in the face with some laughs, and it'll hit you in the face like the some. Oh no, wait, which one's first? Damn it!
The puck. Aye, you got it.
The puck.
Yeah.
It'll hit you in the face like a puck to the face at the Flyers game last night. Here we go. Okay, so this guy, look at the knot on his head. Yeah, here we go. Nothing could happen to a Philly fan that I won't laugh. There it is. Bam. He takes one in the head. And by the way, the guy just sits there. They come down and check on me. He's like, I'm fine. It's a battle scar. There you go. Look at him laughing. He looks like every Kelsey on the planet right there. He looks like Jason Kelce. That's what everyone in Philadelphia looks like. And if that didn't hit you in the face, if that didn't hit you in the face hard enough, well, maybe you could be like this Bills fan who we know about the table breaks, right? Well, this one didn't stick the landing like he's supposed to. Here he goes. Yeah, what up? Check me out, everybody. Oh my God. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that Philly fan made himself feel better by swigging a beer and yelling at some fans from other cities.
It's pretty much what they do in Philly. We'll get to more on that later. But anyway, who's that man talking right now? Well, the man with that joke is our very own Chicago Superfan, the leader of the chat most days. Keith Lyle is here, comedian Keith Lyle.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do you have any appearances coming up soon?
I'll be at Delirious all weekend long. Thursday through Sunday, I'll be at Delirious. I think
in Hennessy's down on Fremont.
Hennessy down at Fremont. I think Kathleen Dunbar's down there with me this weekend.
Oh, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kathleen Dunbar. Very funny Kathleen Dunbar. And then on the 29th of January, get your tickets now. Fly out. What's the name of this place?
Paymans.
Paymans.
Yep, over on the west side near Summerlin.
Okay. This is only the second ever time they've done comedy. The first one being Kathleen Dunbar. And then we do it.
Yes.
Me, you, and Jen. Me. Yeah, me, you, and Jen.
Then we'll see if there's a third.
We get in early on these bookings because you never know how long the gig's going to stick around. Also on the show, now we've been talking about this guy. I think we showed a video a while back. This guy He's a big Chicago Bears fan, so it's perfect that you're here, Keith. He lives in L.A., but let's imagine that he lives in Chicago. Explain this guy to everyone who's going to be on via video.
So if you remember, it was Walter Payton years ago, 34 years ago, and we did the graphic on it just the other day that the Superfans, the Bears came out in 1991. And this super fan of the Bears, Dave Swerski, is the next generation after these guys now have left. And so now in the TikTok world, we have Dave Swerski as the Chicago Bears superfan. And every week, not only does he preview the games, but before and after the games, he comes out with a song parody about how good or bad they do.
So we got this guy on. It's going to be fantastic. Fun.
Yeah.
And by the way, you mentioned TikTok.
Yes.
Is TikTok no more on the 19th? Is this official, or what's going on with this?
It's going to be fine. They say that there's varying
By the way,
things.
two men of our age talking about TikTok.
Well, you know,
fascinating.
What other app are we going to waste our time with now?
This we use it. This is where we find a lot of our information for the show.
Yeah, which is why they're banning TikTok, is because
they're against us.
Well, they're trying to force whatever information the Chinese government is getting. They're going to force them to buy it from Facebook or X.
Correct.
So it's costing those two guys money.
I noticed that Mr. Beast has been on the phone. He claims that he's been on the phone with many other billionaires trying to purchase it.
Yes.
So,
and I also know that Mark Cuban has come forward and said on that Blue Sky app, since it's all open protocol or whatever, you could, if you are a coder, he will be willing to invest in setting up the exact same thing on Blue Sky.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Social media wars heating up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at today's punch menu, see what we got in store for you. Not only do we have Keith Lyle, and we have this voice that I love hearing.
May I take your order?
May I take your order? We have a towelable video in the comedy clip of the day. We offer some gambling advice on our picks at 12:36. And in the punch bowl, actually a nice fan moment for Philadelphia, unlike what we've been talking about. And feuding airports? Oh, yeah. That's a teaser, ladies and gentlemen. We close the show with legendary handicapper Kenny White's Dog of the Day, followed by our Dog of the Day. Cute little video. But first, it's time for Top of Show Breaking Video, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Yes, or TOSBV, as we call it here.
Oh, that's what we call it.
That's what we abbreviate it as, TOSBV. Keith, what do you got for TOSBV? Almost as easy to say Top of Show Breaking Video.
Yes.
Okay, so this is something we haven't talked about. There's a new golf league. It's like an indoor golf simulator league, and they got big names. I know. But this is the wave of the future. Top Golf has been huge here in Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's called TGL, which I was like, oh, Top Golf League.
That's what I thought at first. It actually stands for, do you know what it stands for? Tomorrow's Golf League. Whoa, it's like they're seeing into the future, ladies and gentlemen. So all these professional golfers are in like teams, and it's a league, and they use simulators and indoors. They draw big crowds. It's been a huge success. The first week drew 1 million viewers, but last night was the debut of the biggest golf star in the world, Tiger Woods. Oh, yeah. So here's Tiger walking out, and it's pretty badass. Here we go. What else would Tiger walk out to? Well, we'll think about that in a second.
Okay.
Tiger walking out to Eye of the Tiger by Survivor from Rocky 3. We had to pull down. There's Serena Williams is there, and then you got, that's his son Charlie, I believe. So, dun, 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 dun. Eye of the Tiger is such a great song. Look, he's got the crowd fired up. So what's the tournament in Phoenix where the crowd's all into it, right? The TCP or the Phoenix Open, where the crowd's allowed to like scream and get into it.
Yelling Baba Booey.
So, yeah, exactly. So they're really getting into it. And here's Tiger Woods. Now, what he did here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you know about it. He dropped the hammer flag, which this means that the first hole is worth 2 points, not one. All right, here we go. So look at this. Oh, he dropped the hammer flag. Wait, we have hammer flags. Wait a second. Now, why would they make the hammer flag yellow and like exactly like an NFL flag?
It looks like a penalty flag, number one. Number two, I've never seen a yellow hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Does that clip go longer, or was that it? Can we run that? Because I want you to see his first tee shot and how this works.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go.
This is funny.
All right, so Tiger steps up wearing red and white, not red and black, because, you know, it was a Tuesday. So this shot, by the way, his team lost. He represents the Florida team. The LA team beat him. But anyway, so look at it. It's kind of cool. All the advertisers that have invested FedEx. So he hits a shot, and then somehow they figure out how far it went. And it was a nice shot. So it's kind of a genius idea because you can get rowdy fans in there.
Yeah.
And you can get people at home not having to watch them walk 18 holes, but actually play like a simulated golf match. So I'm in on it.
It's just a way for Tiger to be involved in golf without having to walk because...
Exactly. Now, he walked out to Eye of the Tiger.
Right.
Is there any other songs that would have fit a good walk-up music for Tiger?
I'm thinking for him maybe Fast Car.
Fast Car.
I Can't Drive 55.
Well, we know.
Ooh, Crash Into Me.
Dave Matthews Band.
If that's too much, maybe Unfaithful by Rihanna.
Oh, we're going.
You're
too
cheating
soon.
hard.
Or when he cheats. Before he
cheats was my next one.
Carrie
yeah,
Underwood.
There you go.
Whose name is trending for all the wrong reasons. All right. There you go. Way to go, Tiger Woods. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's swing into some NBA stuff.
Oh, not near any of the monitors.
What's that?
Don't swing into any of the monitors.
I'll never live that down, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA is heating up, and I don't know. I've talked about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are my favorite team to watch. Then I go out on a limb during the NBA Cup and say they got this. They play Milwaukee. They don't even show up.
No.
They don't even show up. We were watching that game at our little
they
Christmas.
were shooting craps.
They weren't.
Shooting
I think
baskets,
the
that's for
younger kids on Oklahoma City might have been out, whereas Giannis kept the Milwaukee Bucks focused here in Vegas because Oklahoma City came out. They looked horrible.
They did,
and they were getting points they were favored by 6.
They were.
And Milwaukee just crushed them. So anyway, I still think they're my favorite team to watch in the NBA. I like the Orange. But anyway, they're also a really good team and good chemistry on the team. So yesterday, SGA had 32 points while he's being interviewed after the game as the star of the game. His teammates couldn't tolerate all the attention he was getting. Tolerate. You're like, why all these towel puns? Well, you'll find out in our comedy clip of the day.
Still an NBA team over there, no matter who's in, who's out. But we got a dub. After a long road trip, ready to
So they
go
just
home.
keep piling. By the way, professionalism on this guy.
Yeah, right. He's great.
He's just going.
And so efficient. Tell me about your night tonight.
This is how they used to
Try to be aggressive, try to set the tone.
do mummies. They're just wrapping him in. They just keep setting towels on the poor guy.
Yeah, and you guys.
He's staying focused. I'll give it to him.
And the fact of the matter is that you guys faced some really good teams on this trip. And
He hasn't blinked once.
No.
Just continue to respond night in and night out.
All right, guys, chill. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, man. Okay, see you later. Good fun.
Yeah.
When you see teams having fun like that, they go far in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at roll call. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who is watching the program today. We appreciate you guys always logging in and checking in. If you're watching the show and you are not a subscriber, please click subscribe. Then you can get into the chat room after 5 minutes. We do a background check on that 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. The kickoff question, because of our guest coming up later on. What is your favorite Saturday Night Live sketch / character of all time? Go. Mini Dar, immediately. Mini Dar, thanks for always watching. He says Eddie Murphy, anything with Eddie Murphy. Keith Lyle says, I'm a fan of the Billy Crystal Martin short era. They only did one season.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
They only did 1 year. Oh, I hate when that happens. When you take one of those ball peen hammers and you just hit yourself.
you crack yourself in the head till you bleed.
Boy. I hate when that happens. Let's see. Eve Tola, which stands for every new Ted.
Everyone needs to laugh.
I know. Everyone needs to laugh. Every now and then. Every now and then. Wait, where's the then? Oh, every. But NE would be not every now. Everyone needs to laugh. That's what it is. Vince, come on. I look to you for this every day. This is the one thing I can never get rid of.
Everyone is one word. Everyone is one word.
Yeah. So anyway, this person who we don't know anything about, male or female. Anyway, they are said the original cast is the best. They were great. I'm just gonna go out here and say something. If you watch back the original season, from beginning to end, it's not great.
Not every sketch.
There's a lot of dead.
Yes.
Trust me, it's great. Revolutionary what they did.
When George Carlin died, they played maybe it was recently. Something they played the first episode ever where George Carlin comes out,
the first,
and you start watching it and you watch the whole thing and you go,
yeah, I
could see why the first couple episodes they were like, maybe this isn't a good idea.
The original cast is great. I mean, of course they go on.
They found their
someone named Attila. Samurai Chef or anything John Belushi. There, I can't argue with you on that. Belushi was the best. Attila, by the way, welcome to the chat. We appreciate it. Vince Las Vegas, Gilly. Gilly. It was Kristen Wiig. Is that you? Okay, so that is you, Vince Las Vegas. But there is another Vince Las Vegas apparently. So okay.
Yes.
Gilly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. Kristen Wiig was amazing on the show. One of the best females ever on the show. Joey B, kickoff question, cheeseburger, no Coke. That's a very Chicago.
Cheeseburger.
Pepsi, no Coke.
Billy Goat Tavern's still there.
It is. And I actually went there.
Yeah.
I went there to eat just because I knew that was the sketch.
Yep.
And of course, John Belushi would still be alive if he said Pepsi, no Coke.
Right.
That was always a joke.
Yes.
Dean Hilt, of course, the best thing is living in a van down by the river with Chris Farley.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Always good. He was doing that in Second City in Chicago for years.
Yeah.
And I worked with a couple comedians, Steve and Leo. They were a traveling act, and they told me the first year Farley got on, I was like, yeah, who is this guy? And they're like, just wait till he does his motivational character. They told me. They said it's gonna be the biggest thing. Such a tough SNL question. There's so many, says JR. Dan Aykroyd as Erwin Manuel. Yeah, what is this? Bag of glass. Yeah, bag of glass.
Yeah.
That's always very good. Bassomatic. He's great. So many good ones. What did I just hear?
I don't know.
What was that?
Super Bassomatic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was that our guest saying that?
That's our guest, yeah.
I think his mic is open. I love that he jumped in, though. That's great. He looks awesome. He's going to be on in about 5 minutes. B-Town Dummy. I'm going with the deep cut Brutus the Talking Monkey, which I believe was Nicotero's pro wrestling handle. I know which one you're talking. Is that with The Rock, I believe, right?
It could be.
Yeah, it's a very dark, it's very deep. Let's see here. Joey B. The Waste Management Open in Phoenix. Thank you. TPC's in Scottsdale. Thank you very much. Lots of sloppy, drunk college kids. B-Town Dummy. Just as long as we don't have to hear Frank say he was there when SNL sketch was written. We'll talk to this about our guests, but I believe I was there for one of the Chicago. Yes, I was there for some of that stuff.
Wow.
Kristen, you're the one who opened the Pandora's box on that. Stern Show had a great segment on how nasty Philly fans are. Mini Dar, I started hearing a little bit of that, but I had to get out of the car. And Jerry goes with the classic, Wayne's World. Wayne's World, you got to get
party time.
Wayne's World was great. I was also there for a taping live show for that. That's that Keith guy, Evan Natola says. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, you've probably never seen me before.
All right, favorite SNL catcher's character? Or
well, obviously the Bears is going to be the favorite because, I was in Chicago when that happened.
That was great.
And a lot of history with that at the time when it came out. And, I was I'd just turned 21 and sitting in bars, and we would just talk about the Bears all day long. So
it was big, man. It was huge. Also, somebody, I don't remember who it was. I saw someone say Eddie Murphy, Too Hot for the Hot Tub as James Brown.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a classic. And Gumby. Anything Eddie Murphy did was great on that show. Joe Piscopo did a lot of good stuff. Everyone forgets about Joe Piscopo.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was a favorite.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was great.
What you want?
The running stuff with Buckwheat got shot. All good stuff.
That was awesome.
It was classic. All right, let's get to our lines of the night. In about 5 minutes, we're going to bring our guest in. Keith, what is your line of the night? There's the black and gold colors. I won't see those for 5 weeks.
Yes, the line of the night, actually, Alex helped me with this, which was very nice of her. If you notice, the AFC, they're the same basically teams in the final for the AFC as last year, but all four of the other teams have coaches with links to Andy Reid.
I'm going to stop you there right now. We have Jimmy Vaccaro walking into the studio. Jimmy, what's happening, buddy? You want to jump on the mic? No. Are you here for us? Right here. Just stand right here by the chair.
This is not going to take long.
Okay, it's not going to take long. Here we go.
$50.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm going to get it to this guy over here.
Don't do that.
To get some candy for the crew here because you guys do an outstanding job, and I get a lot of, like, Jimmy, these guys are pretty good. There's only one stipulation. Luca Brasi doesn't get any candy.
Luca Brasi, no candy.
I sleep with the fishes?
That's right.
Oh, my God.
Give us to the candy.
We will do that. By the way, thank you, Jimmy. Real quick,
you,
the
Jimmy.
actor who played Luca Brasi, when I was a kid, I was about 6 years old, 7 years old. My dad and I are in an amusement park in L.A. We're at Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland. And the actor who played Luca is in a bumper car, and me and my dad are in a bumper car, and my dad's not letting me steer. He goes, go hit that guy. And I'm like, what? I'm having fun. He goes, no, go hit that guy. So we hit him, and the guy looks like this. My dad goes, Luca sleeps with the fishes, and he laughed. So I hit Luca Brasi with a bumper car.
Yeah. Pretty close. Stevie Sharippa.
Steve Sharippa is great.
I'm close friends with Stevie because he used to work at the Riviera.
Yeah, right.
And and that new commercial is great that he has.
It's excellent with his little dog. Yeah.
I had him on the show once. You know what I'll do? I'm going to leave a message if he's ever, because I think he moved everything back to New York.
I think so.
Hey,
he was a great crew there.
If he ever comes through town, get him on this show. I'm a huge Sopranos fan.
Yes.
You sure? No, you got. Once again, I just do things that he asked me to do. Why do I do that?
Thank you, Jimmy
Thanks,
Vaccaro, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Vaccaro.
Legendary bookmaker.
Jimmy Vaccaro, who's in the Gambling Hall of Fame here in Las
Yes.
Vegas. He gave me $50.
He did.
Wow.
To
There
buy
you go.
candy for those guys behind the glass.
Who's in order? Who buys the candy? I think that's more of an aunt, or you're in charge of the
She's
candy.
in charge.
Okay.
Oh, petty
Well,
cash.
I don't know.
We now have petty cash.
We now have petty cash. Woohoo! All right, we'll set this aside.
Petty cash.
By the way, I've never had Ann do a lean in, like a Sean lean in. She just went like this. I handle the money. It's like every woman in my life. Fine, Ann, take the money. There it is. That is not true, by the way. Okay, so what is your line of the night, sir?
So all 4 teams have Andy Reid.
Coaching tree. Yeah.
And they're between Harbaugh, DeMarco Ryans, Sean McDermott up in Buffalo, and then, of course, Andy Reid himself. So, I mean, the guy, we were talking about Tomlin the other day.
He has no leaves.
With Chris, and
No
he has no
leaves.
leaves to his coaching tree. And here we have Andy Reid with leaves falling everywhere.
You hire good people that make you look good. This is why
Yes.
Jerry Seinfeld has always said a lot of comics got sitcoms back then.
Yes.
And they wanted to be the star, so they didn't hire good talent. He went out and found the best talent. Jason Alexander, Michael Richards, Julia Dreyfus. Then the whole cast shines, and it's still his show.
Yeah, our friend John Caponera, his guy on his show was a young comedian named Drew Carey.
Drew Carey from Cleveland.
I don't know whatever happened to him.
I don't know, but I believe his hometown of Cleveland is suing
They are, because they want their saying
suing
back.
the Browns. All right, I have a line of the night. We're staying with the NFL. Here would be mine. Here we go. A punter's best friend. This is fantastic from the Sporting News. Including playoffs, Jane Daniels has started more games when his team has 0 punts and 0 turnovers, 3, than these legendary quarterbacks combined. And take a look at this list. So who do we have there?
Joe Montana, Peyton Manning,
and Patrick Mahomes combined. Now, I don't know if that means you have a crazy coach that's constantly going for it on 4th down, whereas back then teams were more conservative. Chris brought up the other day. When it was 4th down back in the day, if it was a half yard, punt.
Yeah.
You don't go for it. Statistics now have swayed people to go for it more often, like Dan Quinn, like Dan Campbell. Like I said last week, a game between the Lions and the Commanders is going to be the best. No punts.
No.
It's going to be like a standoff.
It's a punter's
First
day
one
off.
to punt is a wimp. So I can't wait for that game.
I wanted to see what the over-under is on punts.
Let's do.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that prop later in the week. Let's see. Courtney Tyler, favorite SNL. I walk and I watch from the corner, and I'm Barbie. This is 2 of the newer ones that are obscure that she's obsessed with. And Jimmy Vaccaro, epic. I mean, when you have someone pop in like that
And give you money.
and give you money, and give us money, it's unbelievable. Reno
It's
Paul.
usually the other way around.
If Bobby Bacala shows on the show, that was the character Steve Sherpa playing The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I will fly in. And Reno Paul is the #1 Laker fan, #1 Dodger fan. He's also the #1 Sopranos fan.
It's possible.
He's not the #1 Steeler fan. That's
if
me.
he comes to town, it's very possible.
Let's do it.
I know
Okay,
100 people that
that's
know
our
him.
lines of the night. It's 12:20. Let's quickly do the AI stuff, and then we'll bring our guest in.
Okay.
Today is January 15th, 25.
This is 2020.
I kind of screwed it up. And here are the national days of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, one of these is fake. Find the fake one. Here we go. National Bagel Day. Wikipedia Day. Now, I didn't know what that was, so I had to do a search.
Oh, that's good.
And it led me to Wikipedia.
Oh, there you
National
go.
Hat Day, which our guest is wearing a hat. National Fresh Squeezed Juice Day. Elementary School Teacher Day. National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. National Hold the Door for a Stranger Day. National Pothole Day. One of those is fake. Behind the glass, Jerry is saying strawberry ice cream doesn't get its own day. Vince says hold the door. And Drew Dog says pothole. It's not Pothole Day. Ann, are you chiming in on this one? Not this one. She's sitting it out.
Well, since we have a big Chicago theme today, obviously it's Pothole Day because that's what Chicago is definitely
that is
known
fake?
for. But I think if I'm thinking like what is fresh squeezed juice is just too specific for Frank to come up with. And it's so specific that Frank will come up
Ladies
and make
and
it with a
gentlemen,
fake day.
This used to be a fun little game. Now everyone's trying to get inside my head and what I'm doing at 6 p.m. Let's see here. The fake one is somebody had it. National Hold the Door for a Stranger Day does not exist. Vince had it. Damn you, Vince. See, Vince is the one who's really starting to get into it and try to figure out what I did wrong. What's that? The what? JR
got it too?
Damn you, JR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, birthdays. Future Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees turns 46. Hey, you know what, B-Town Dummy? I'm going to tell this story. I caught a ball from Drew Brees, ladies and gentlemen. Not Lance Armstrong, Drew Brees. I caught a pass. I was working on the new version of Brain Games with Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, I did that.
And Drew Brees was throwing balls, and he's throwing them to the crowd, and I'm like, whoa, Drew, throw me one. And I double tap, I was inbound. So
nice.
And also, Mr. Worldwide, worst Kane to do his impression of Pitbull. By the way, anyone want to guess how old Pitbull is? Because I was shocked. Anyone? Drew Dog, any guesses on how old Pitbull is when you think Pitbull?
40?
He's 54. Pitbull, again.
That's not old.
No, but I would have. I thought he was like in his. So he didn't even become big till he was in his 40s.
Probably.
See,
yeah.
there's hope for all of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we put them all in the AI machine, which is located up in Utah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. National Bagel Day. Pitbull, Drew Brees, strawberry ice cream. Bam! There we go. Drew Brees wearing a hat. Because it is National Hat Day. That is an unbelievable
With
Saints hat.
berries on it, strawberries.
Well, because it's strawberry ice cream day.
He's eating an ice cream.
He's eating ice cream, and then you got
fingers. The fingers.
Then you got Mr. Worldwide, and it says Mr. Worldwide. What's behind him? A map of the world. Oh my God! And then there's some girl going, "Is that
Looks
Pitbull?"
like Kojak.
I can't believe he's 54.
Is that Pitbull or Kojak?
By the way, what you don't know about Pitbull is very small hands because that bagel looks gigantic.
Looks like a donut.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna show a video right now of our guest, Keith.
Dave Swerski. Yeah,
please set this up. He's coming in.
As you know, the Dub Bears was
with George Wendt from Cheers
and Rob Smigel,
sure.
and
Mike Myers
Chris
would jump in.
Chris Farley and Mike Myers was in there, and so they did the sketches for many years. The Bears, the Bulls, and our guest Dave Swerski has taken it to the next generation. He's the nephew of Bill and Bob, and he's taken it to the next generation, which is online. So TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, YouTube, so
MySpace, all of them.
Yeah, MySpace. Yes, if you for the Epsteins of the world,
for people Pitbull's age.
Yeah, so he's out there and he does these videos, which, as my brother and I will tell you, encapsulates our feelings after every game.
All right, take a look at this. That's right, and on the other side of this, he will be live via the video. Check it out.
On the first loss of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the second week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the third week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the fourth week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me blocked field goal 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the fifth week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me overtime tees. Block field goal, 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the 6th week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me no timeout by Flukes, overtime tees. Block field goal, 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the 7th week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me new head coach not winning, no timeout by Flukes, overtime tees. Block field goal, 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the 8th week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me Monday night meltdown, new head coach not winning, no timeout by Flukes, overtime tees. Block field goal, 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. On the 9th week of this streak, the Bears, they gave to me blowout loss at home, Monday night meltdown, new head coach not winning, no timeout by Flukes, overtime tees. Block field goal, 3 lousy points stomped by the Cards and a heartbreaking Hail Mary. The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
So,
love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, my joy to introduce to you the next generation of Superfan, the nephew of Bill and Bob Swerski, Dave Swerski, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at the back.
Hello, my friends.
Hello, my friends.
So much. Hey, that's one heck of a sweater you got on there, my
Thank
friend.
you very much. I got it for Christmas one year.
Now, listen,
That's fantastic.
I grew up, I liked the Bears because of Walter Payton. I mean, I'm from Pittsburgh. Let's preface that by saying I'm a massive Steeler fan, but I always liked the Bears because of Walter Payton. They also had a guy named Brian Bashnagel, was a wide receiver, went to Ohio State. Brian Bashnagel. I think he held, and I think he was a holder too. But anyway, he went to my high school,
84.
and he was like the legend, right? Yeah, he was 84, and it was like, oh, Brian Bashnagel. So I have a soft spot for the Bears, and I know it's been a rough year. So if you could kind of review the season, how would you review the season of the Bears this year? High hopes with the #1 pick.
Yeah, the beginning of the season was incredible. We had the highest hopes that I can remember over the last little while. Like I was the last couple of years, I really thought Justin Fields maybe could be the guy, but then this year felt even better with 2 top 10 picks. they lined up the weapons for the new guy, and we all thought we were going to be awesome. Preseason was fantastic. We really kicked preseason's ass. It was great. And then, immense disappointment. We were 4-2 in London after the London game, and then after that, it was a train wreck.
Yeah.
So it's been brutal, and it's one of those things. I was excited to hopefully do a bunch of happy songs, and instead I tapped into the misery, and people loved the pain. So it is what it is.
Well, the Hail Mary against the Commanders, that's both teams went opposite directions from that moment. Where were you watching that moment?
Oh, man, I was like you said, I live in LA now. So I moved to Los Angeles from the Midwest almost 20 years now. So I've been here for quite a while. So I watch all the games. I'm in the new generation of people where you don't necessarily have to live where the team is to watch it.
Exactly.
I had Sunday ticket my whole life.
I know. Right.
I was watching that one here, totally gutted. Every game that I do, I take notes kind of during the game and then try to figure out what I'm going to do afterwards. And that one just gutted me. But I went to an old standard, the Sound of Silence for that one, and that ended up being my most watched song ever.
Yes.
So
it was great.
Darkness, my old friend.
That's right.
Now
back into darkness once again.
Yes, sir.
How often do you get back to see a Bears game in person? Do you travel back to Chicago at all?
Yeah, I went back. The last one this year, I went to the Vikings game that we went into overtime. So I thought I was going to be a lucky charm. Every time I've been there, we've won. And so I thought it was going to be again. I had a show in town. Actually, the first time I did this on stage. So I did about 45 minutes of music and stand-up kind of stuff as Dave Swerski at the Promontory there.
That's awesome.
Did WGN hits and stuff while I was at home, and then went to the game. It was crazy, too, because I didn't go quite as get-uppy. I was just wearing a sweatshirt and a coat because it was cold, and had the stash and everything. And I was having grown men my father's age tackle me in the concourse, I love you, man. Like it was pretty cool.
It's a big thing. It was a big thing for us. We sat in bars and did this all night long. We had nothing else to do.
Now I have to. Is the mustache real? The mustache is real or fake?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Looks good.
It looks. You know what? It's real enough for me. Keith, you had a couple questions.
My first question is: have the Bears interviewed you for their head coaching position yet?
I'm still waiting on that call, my friend. I sent up the Ditka signal to try to see if they would hire him back. I think he's got 1 or 2 more good years left.
Right.
But if not Ditka, I am ready to wear the B, the cursive B, and get this going for our team.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would interview one of your uncles, and I didn't want there to be any inter-family strife there because they would also make fine coaches.
They would make great coaches. This is kind of the problem, though. So we have the Ben Johnson on the one side, then we have let's say Mike McCarthy and Pete Carroll on the other side. We have 2 different schools of thought.
Yes.
And I am of the mind that we should maybe move towards the younger generation of leadership.
Yes.
In the city of Chicago.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Or we could merge the two and go with a Cliff Kingsbury, who may have had he's a younger fellow who had some head coaching experience, but also has some experience with Caleb, and maybe even bring the Flus back because he was kind of good as a defensive guy. So let him do defense.
But wait, bring Kingsbury in, the man who designed the Hail Mary play that destroyed your season.
Exactly.
Yes. I still wonder if they didn't bring him in as OC because they knew that was a little bit of a threat to the juice, to Eber Juice. Because I felt like, I don't know, they brought in a guy who they knew was under juice, and then if Kingsbury comes in, they fire Kingsbury. Or they fire Flus
and Kingsbury. That's why Flus didn't want him there, and you can see that. That's exactly why.
Now, the video we showed before of the Christmas themed one. Yeah. How long? How do you go about making one of those, and how long does it take you? Because I always wonder these really these are intense, heavy videos. There's a lot of editing. So how long did it take you to do that one?
So it's funny because my wife, and so you asked about the stash. My wife is a makeup artist out here in Los Angeles. So she, I'm not going to tell you if it's real or not, but it looks real
good.
enough. But she will make fun of me because I say it takes me forever. But truly what happens is I never predetermine a song. So the game happens and then I try to rack my brain around what song to do. And then it's a matter of, I've never played the song usually before. I've never sung the song before. So I have to pick the song, learn the song, rewrite all the lyrics. And then for that one specifically, I had never done all that a cappella stuff either. So I had to figure out all of those parts. But I always get them out within a day. The most it ever takes me is 2 days. And that's usually because I'm traveling when I was in Chicago and had to come back and do it. It took me a couple days, but they usually only take me about 24 hours. I just dive in full force and I shoot it all myself. I edit it all myself and then put it out. So but it's a beast. I mean,
it's a full day or
24
two.
straight
Yeah,
hours.
right. Yeah, it's a full day.
You are quite the musician, my friend.
Yeah, and there's a couple.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
A couple comments from our regular viewers here. Even Natola, I've seen this guy's videos. They're funny. Someone new in the room here. Is that PCAM40Q? Maybe that's a friend of yours or a fan. We appreciate
PCAM. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I know him.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got a new fan. Dave Swerski makes being a Bears fan a little less painful. And JR,
right.
our very own JR, who works at the ballpark here and who's also an accomplished sports guy. As a guy who lived in Chicago 14 years, I still pay attention to a lot of Chicago stuff. Swerski and his crew are great. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
incredible.
Yeah,
That's
got a
so
lot of
nice.
fans.
I got to think one of the most incredible things was when you actually did this with some of the guys who were the crew. So could you tell us how that happened, how they contacted you? That must have been a thrill.
Oh, it was incredible. So to kind of go backwards, this is the second season that I've completed doing this. So last season, that summer before, it was the strikes out here for actors and things. And obviously I moved to Los Angeles to be an actor when I'm stashless. And I was honestly trying to figure out what to do. I had done some like stop motion stuff and some other things as not Dave Swerski. And I did a fantasy football draft that I run as the commissioner. I did it in character. And I know George Wendt. I've met him out here quite a few times.
Wow.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I had played a show with another buddy of mine, and I was at the bar and literally like got tapped on the shoulder, and I turned around and it's Norm from Cheers.
Come on.
At a bar.
And he was like, "You're really talented." Like, and we kept in touch ever since. So I went as a super fan for Halloween a few years, and like we kind of just kept in touch. And so when the strikes hit, I did this fantasy draft, and my wife was like, "That's what you should do. Like, put that on the internet. Like, just
She's
do
right.
it." And so I went to George and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to step on toes. Like, are you cool with this?" And he's like, "I'm totally cool with it. I'm sure Odenkirk and Smigel, who are the ones that came up with it, are fine with it too. You know, just be wary of like if the long arm of the NBC.
Lorne Michaels, yeah.
Right. But he's like, go for it. You know, do your thing. And I started just doing like skits. And then the first parody song that I did was Hello. It wasn't Hello Darkness. It was Behind Blue Eyes.
Behind Blue Eyes, yeah.
Behind his stash.
Behind his stash,
No one knows what it's like to be the sad man behind his stash. And that one shot up to over 1 million plays, and I had like no followers. So I was like, okay, there's something here. And I told George, I was like, hey, I'll go Bob. This is a thing. And he's like, oh, run with it.
Awesome.
So fast forward through the year, the first year kind of went crazy. I had multiple things that went over 1 million. And then the summer came last year. The Bears invited me to the draft.
Yeah,
So
I was going to ask you
yeah.
about that.
for
Yeah.
the draft. I got to be on the field. I kicked a field goal. It was
That
so
video
cool.
was great.
Yeah, I remember you showed me. Oh, my
it was
God.
so fun.
Yeah, have they
So I got to
contacted
be
you
there
this
for
year?
the drafting. Not yet.
Okay.
They better.
Yeah.
But my video I did for the draft was very successful. So
Yes.
we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. They like the influencers. It's an NFL thing. They're all using the influencers. We had we're trying to get a hold of the guy that does the
Colts
Indianapolis
stuff?
Colts
Yeah.
thing. He's
Oh, yeah.
goofy
Seth.
guy. Yeah.
But we believe.
We believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that when they beat us. But anyway,
Yeah.
So I did the draft thing, and then I was in talks with George, and they had a gig in Kansas City. They do a thing. So
It's
Jason
Sudeikis. Yeah, right.
is actually his nephew.
Yeah, he used to be out here
and
with
they
Second
do
City.
the
Yeah.
Big Slick.
Yeah.
They do the Big Slick, which
Yes.
is a huge charity event. And they were going to do the Superfans, and Robert and George were talking about trying to do one of my songs or something with me. And I was all ready to do it. And then they ended up getting Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes to do the gig with them, and Jason Sudeikis. And they had Jason Sudeikis as Todd, who was Chris Farley,
Right.
on Ozempic and open heart surgery.
That's good.
So I got bumped. So, it's like, if you're going to get bumped,
Yeah.
Ted Lasso is an okay guy to bump you. So,
There you go.
So I reached out to Robert and I just said, hey, thanks for even considering me. It's a big honor. I'm a huge fan. And then he's like, actually, I'm doing a gig in Chicago. Why don't you come do that with me? So in June, I got to go perform with the OG himself, with the Godfather, with my uncle Carl. And we did a multiverse of super fans that we sang 3 songs together, and it was awesome. It's super cool.
It's the multiverse. I love it. You've become Marvel. All right, listen, it's 12:36. It's time when we do our picks every day. So what we were thinking is maybe you could give us some of your picks as Dave Swerski. So I can tell you, we'll go through the games. There's only 4 of them. So let's take a look at the kind of close by Kansas City Chiefs.
Sing the song.
Oh, yeah, wait, we have it.
Picks
At 12:36. There's our little jingle.
Yes.
So it's 12:36. So tell us what you think of the Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs. Currently, I believe the Chiefs are -8 right now. So what do you think of that?
Oh man, I think it's almost impossible to beat Patrick Mahomes at home. I don't know. They got the fighting Matt Nagy's down there.
That's what I'm saying.
Chicago connection there. I think I want to believe that C.J. Stroud and them can get it done, but the Chiefs by about 375.
Yeah, Nagy can't mess that up too much.
375
because of Patrick Mahomes.
All right, now this might be a little painful to talk about. Your division rival, Detroit Lions, have been the doormat of that division for decades. They are now the favorites to win the Super Bowl. And, who's the favorite? Actually, odds to win NFL championship, Baltimore. Oh, Baltimore's favored? My God. They're 9-2. Is that right?
Something like that.
Oh, my God. Anyway, so what do you
print out?
Yeah, where's the printout? Can you read
you go.
that for me?
Oh, jeez.
I can't read with my contacts.
Printout.
The printout. So what do you think? Lions -9 at home against... This is painful for you again. It's the Washington Commanders who changed the course of the Bears season. So -9 and the over-under is 55.
I believe they both lose. Bears by 756.
I agree. We do have Montgomery, who's going to be back playing for the Lions.
I love that kid.
He played. Monty, he played. Yeah, we let him go. Like most bad football teams, they let their running back go to a better team, and look how good they become.
Here's the thing. I think out of all NFC North teams, the Lions deserve a shot because they have been so bad for so long. And also, Dan Campbell is hilarious, and I would love to do a song with him one day and see if he'd want to bite my kneecaps just for comedy's sake. But I don't know. I think that they could go all the way, but I think they could also Lions themselves out of this.
That's true. It's still Detroit. Lest we forget.
Well, it probably makes you happy knowing the Bears are 1-0 in 2025, and the Green Bay Packers are 0-2.
Damn right.
That's the only stat that matters, my friend.
That's right, my friend.
And then quickly, what on a scale of 1 to 5 Ditkas, I want you to rank these picks. Philadelphia Eagles -6 over the Rams, who look really good. What's your pick on that, and how many Ditka strengths out of 5 do you feel on your pick?
That's a single Ditka because I actually think that the Rams could surprise them and could be the team of destiny due to the fires and everything else.
Yeah, that's true.
And Matt Stafford is no slouch.
That's true.
He's got a ring. There's something about that. Watching them beat the Vikings made me very, very happy. And and that defense I thought was their weakness. And then I was like, who is this defense showing? Like they kicked the crap out of the Vikings.
They really. It was never a game.
They made Sam Darnold look like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean that rushing attack for Philadelphia. I don't know if anyone stopped Saquon, but
that's hard.
I don't know. I give the Rams a fighting chance.
I like it. All right, last but not least, the game of the weekend. Everyone's talking about the Ravens -1 on the road. This game opened with Buffalo, a small favorite at home. It's now Baltimore -1, which I can't believe. I have a very, very bad idea bet with Alex White on this one. I might have to eat animal crackers, or animal cookies. Frosted animal cookies I haven't had in over 40 years because they make me sick, but I might have to eat some.
Oh, no.
But I got the Bills, so what do you think? What does Ditka think of this game?
Oh, Ditka probably thinks that the Ravens will win because of their rushing attack, right?
Yeah.
That just feels like old school football. Like give the ball to Derrick Henry and run it with Lamar. But I don't know. That's the game I'm the most excited about. I think that game is going to be, for football fans, a feast. But let's go ahead and say the Joe Brady's, because maybe we want him to come over if we lose out on Ben Johnson. Let's go with the Bills by 752.
I love it.
There's some Bears math in this Ravens game, Bills game. The Ravens have former Bear Roquan Smith.
Oh, that's true.
Another one we let go.
Another one we let go.
Bears math, yes.
And the Bills have Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, Jesus.
So as a Bears fan,
former Steeler as well.
Yeah. Trubisky, he was fine, but Roquan is the guy Bears fans would rather have now. So I think as Bears fans, we're going to go, I'm sorry, Frank, being a Steelers fan, but we're going to have to go with Roquan on this one. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that. I like that pick. Here's what I want. I want the Lions to lose so we can hire Ben Johnson and be done with it.
Yeah, right. Get over with.
If that doesn't work, Ravens lose so we can, any way that somebody loses, we get an interview potential and a higher potential without having to wait another month.
Yeah, so just what we need, more interviews.
Yeah, and by the way, stay away from did Arthur Smith he got denied? Or the the Steelers
No,
didn't.
he got
No, he got
He
interviewed.
did get interviewed.
Yeah, he got
Stay,
interviewed.
stay away from Arthur Smith. That's all I'm going to say.
I know. I don't
I'm
want
going
that. I
to
don't want
agree.
that at all.
Oh my God! All right, where can people find your social
Yes.
media stuff? We want to thank you for being on and give you some shout outs here. What do you got?
Of course. At Dave Swerski everywhere. So
Yes.
There
I'm
it
TikTok and Instagram are the big ones. I heard you guys talk about TikTok too. Good
Yeah.
God, I hope that continues.
I do too.
TikTok's the only one that really pays people, which is great.
Yeah,
they
it will.
pay you for your creativity, and none of the other ones do. I've gotten checks for 20 cents from Meta. So it's, yeah, everywhere is at Dave Swerski. You can also support the Red Cross for the
Yes.
Southern
Yeah,
California
we've been showing that.
wildfires. redcross.org/Dave Swerski. And we're building this thing. We're going to see. I got some cool brand opportunities coming up that I won't divulge yet, but I'm hoping work out here in the next couple of months. So
I was going to ask if you're going to keep it going because it's the only thing we're looking forward to because it's going to take years before this thing turns around. The old lady won't
the
die.
coolest thing,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, it
Sell
is.
the team, Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody who's been so supportive because I feel like sports can be really combative and kind of ugly. And what's been really cool is the support system I built with this is a bunch of awesome sports fans who also aren't jerks to each other. Like we have like a lot of fun with each other, but it's like a mostly positive place. I like to think it's like Ted Lasso with the Swerskis, kind of combining into hopefully a source for good. And people have been so great. And the best compliment is that I'm helping fans get through a really tough road. And hopefully we all get to celebrate very soon. I still believe that we are on the right track with Caleb and with Rome and like hopefully with what they just build the offensive line and the defensive line, please.
That's all you got to do.
Agreed, my friend.
All right, listen, we'll have you on again maybe around the draft of the season. We'd love to have you come back.
I would love that.
All right, thank you
you,
so
Dave.
much, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys are the best.
Talk to you
There's
soon.
Dave.
God bless.
Outstanding. Thank you very much.
Bears.
The Bears. He was outstanding. That was a great guest. Thank you, Keith, for lining that up and staying on top of him and messaging him. Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Punch Bowl. We got a few things here to end the show with to show you that are pretty funny. But that was a lot of fun. And what a lot of people, a lot of good comments from you guys in the Punch Bowl. Thank you so much. And by the way, a lot of people talking about donating money to the California wildfires.
Please do.
Stick with the Red Cross. That's the best one.
Punch Bowl 3.
Punch Bowl number 3. Okay. Let's talk about Prime. We talked about Deion Sanders
Prime,
yesterday.
yeah, I love Prime.
Coach Prime rumored to have
Aaron
talked
O'Connor's
to
favorite.
Jerry Jones about the job in Dallas. There's rumors about the Raiders. Well, he also likes to watch basketball. And last night he's watching a game and he saw Greg Anthony wearing a coat.
Yeah,
Right.
UNLV Rebel, Greg Anthony.
That's right. He's wearing a jacket and he said, I want that coat. His son was there and he got the coat. Take a look at this. Punch Bowl 3. So here he is.
How about this? Coach Prime, Deion Sanders tweets out, I
need that jacket.
Greg Anthony has on. I'm going to have to send it to him, man. I'm going to have to break down and get it. I got to get it to my man. You giving up your jacket?
Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, he wanted the jacket, so they take it. I don't know if that man's with anybody or he just
He's
stole
a sideline reporter.
Okay. So he gets him the coat. Oh, he
goes
does
by
have a mic.
What was that? Lavelle Crawford?
Oh,
over
was it
there?
Lavelle Crawford?
I don't know. It was big like
It
him.
looked
though.
like
I
Lavelle
think he lost
Crawford.
weight.
And then he got him the coat. He's explaining to Prime's kid, he's like, your dad watching the game wants the coat, and Greg Anthony has given him the coat. I give to you, my son. It's a lot of explanation. I would have just said, here, this coat's for you. Give it to your dad.
Yeah. Your dad said, take the jacket off and give him the yeah. I thought what was interesting to me is like, oh, what's he doing in Dallas? Shouldn't Deion be in Dallas, Coach Prime?
Yeah.
And then I realized that's where the kid grew up.
Oh, that's right. Because
he was just going to the game and enjoying the game.
All right. Oh, okay. Punch Bowl 4. Now,
this is a good one.
Punch Bowl 4, ladies and gentlemen, on this piece of paper, it just says a frank surprise.
It's a frank surprise. So I found this clip, and
This
I
makes
would like
me
to
nervous.
know. Watch this clip, and I want to know. After we'll ask the
Okay,
question. Go
roll
ahead,
the
watch this
frank
clip.
surprise.
Go ahead. And Punchy's
Okay,
chime in.
I know. Okay.
So they set up the court.
Right, they do
give
this-
this guy the ball. All right, he's got the towel hanging out. It's like New York or something. Shoots it, and he
Drains
hits.
it, and they go
Now,
nuts.
They do that to Frank Nicotero, the Blade.
Oh,
Can he make that shot?
I drained that 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times. And I'll tell you how I know that. I was at Dave & Buster's last night.
Okay.
Went off on the Papa
No
shot.
kidding.
Draining threes, raining them, stepping back, draining them.
Really? What was the score? Was it over 45?
It was like 742.
Oh, well, I believe that.
Ditka
Now,
was there in spirit.
You said you'd make it.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it in.
Do you have a
Jimmy?
Is Jimmy bringing a hoop
Jimmy
in?
bringing it up.
We don't have a Nerf hoop. Damn it! I can shoot.
I have seen you shoot in a waste paper basket, so I'll give you credit for that.
Sometimes I'm Bronny, as Jerry has pointed out. Most of the time I'm Kobe, and I sink it. By the way, that they've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah,
House of Highlights, I believe.
Yeah.
They just go. They're just random busy streets, and they toss a football or a basketball to somebody and make them shoot, and it's hysterical. And they usually rate it. They've also done it with baseball. They do great stuff.
It's kind of like when I think Pat McAfee took that and made that the kick thing that he does on Saturdays, which I totally love too.
That's possibly true. We have one more in the punch bowl.
I think we have a couple.
We have a couple more.
Yeah.
And then we'll end with a pick from Keith and I. Punch bowl number 1, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a good one.
Okay. So we've been talking about the Eagles fans and how horrible they've been. But you know what? Mm-hmm. There's always some good on the other side. So we found something. This is one of those things. You can roll the clip and I'll talk over it a little bit. So here we go. So they're out at a skating rink, and these social media teams walk around with an envelope and wait for someone to take it. And they found the right 2 people because they couldn't have found 2 more appreciative people. So they got Eagles tickets, and they get to go to the game on January 12th, which was this past Sunday. So there they are. Then they find out we got some gear for you, and we're taking you down underneath the stadium onto the field. So there is goodness in Philadelphia. And by the way, here's my tip. If you're ever at a sporting event and you see someone walking around with an envelope in front of an iPhone, take it.
Unless it's me.
Yeah, you never. But no, it's usually the social media teams doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Or what do they call them now? Administrators?
Something like that.
It's social media teams.
Yeah.
That's what I call them. But anyway, look, they got down on the field, and they got to see a win.
Good for them.
And no one did any vulgarities or any punches thrown.
But I mean, I put in the comments yesterday, and I know it's an unpopular take, but if you go to any football stadium in the playoffs in another team's gear, you're definitely asking for trouble. Let alone Philly.
But there's certain cities you can go to, and it's going to be joshing and good fun.
You can come to Las Vegas, and generally, because we
can't do
are
it in
a tourist
Oakland,
town,
but yes,
not in Oakland, but you can generally come and it'll be okay because we're used to the tourists, right? Now, and we do this in hockey. Like the first hockey game I went to was a Blackhawks game, and it was all Blackhawks fans. And still, they had the Rangers the other night. It was all Rangers fans.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, unless you were drunk and belligerent, there weren't going to be any issues here. And it's just the way we are. But I can't say that for everyone. You're going to Philly. They throw snowballs at Santa Claus. And you see the animals. We have their clips on here. They're animals. You can go to Buffalo and do that. You're out of your mind. You're asking for trouble.
Now,
please,
I will say,
be smart.
There is a meme circulating or a tweet that someone put out and said, new show idea for Netflix. Did you see this? New show idea for Netflix. Take MMA fighters
see this.
and put them undercover in the opposing team's jersey and send them to Eagles games.
I did see that, and I think that's awesome. And knowing, I don't know Dana White well, but I know because I've been in the area where he's been in casinos. He might do that.
He might do it. But then it turns into a legal thing because then it's like, well, they're looking for a fight. So I don't know. But everyone, not Eagle fans, would love to watch that. All right, I think we have one more in there. What number is in there, buddy? Let's see. I think it's 2.
Let's see. If it's not 1 and it's not 3 and it's not 4, if Frank did it right, which we don't know because he did go to public school, it's 2. 2, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you sent me this last night. This is hysterical. So we had the best game of the weekend was the Commanders and Buccaneers.
Yes, it was.
Commanders go into Tampa. They beat them. They win the game on the doink field goal. And I believe these tweets are, as the kids say, savage. So a lot of fans are battling back and forth, but no, the airports went at each other. So here we go. We have the Dulles International Airport. They're blowing kisses to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa says good morning to everyone except the Washington Commanders. Tampa Bay's upset. Wait a second. Wait, what's that, Vince? Okay, so Vince, who is an aviation nut, and you love all air. So you're saying Tampa, this is the follow we should do is Tampa Bay's airport?
Yes.
Okay, follow them. He says they're really good, so follow Tampa International Airport. I've been there. It's a lovely airport.
So, Dulles says, are those flights to Cancun suddenly filling up? And then Tampa's like, settle down, Dulles.
Yeah, right. So we had a
lighten
Twitter.
Up, Francis.
You were lighting up, Francis.
And then
there ain't no draft no more. Yeah, so anyway, airports feuding over the games. Keep it up. So I now have to follow Tampa. Is there another airport we should follow, Vince? That's Tampa.
Wendy's
Tampa's
always does funny stuff too. There's
Wendy's is great.
Yeah.
By the way, Keith, you travel out. Which country? What are the country's best and worst airports?
We have a pretty good one here at McCarran. I got to say, Las
It's
Vegas.
not McCarran.
Sorry,
It's Harry Reams.
Harry Reams Airport.
Henry Reid.
Yeah, Harry Reams.
It's a joke for anyone over 50. Anyway,
he was behind the green door.
Yeah, he was. and snickering. All right. What? Huh? Okay. Anyway.
Sorry, Ann. But our airport here in Las Vegas is pretty good.
It's a nice airport.
Chicago is a good one. It has a lot of space and it goes through. I'm not a fan of the busiest one in Atlanta. I've had some problems there before. Around the world, we had an issue in Kyrgyzstan when we were coming in and out of Afghanistan.
Oh, when you entertained the troops,
tour. Yeah, an armed forces tour. We had a problem because in Kyrgyzstan they couldn't find a passport stamp on one of the comics, Jeff Capri's thing. And it was like you look at the people and you think they're really smart. They look Asian. They look really smart. And then you realize they're speaking Russian. They're not that bright at all. And she just missed it. She's an idiot.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd say best airport. The Burbank Airport is amazing.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Burbank Airport's small. You don't have to go to LAX. You walk out onto the tarmac and you board the plane. Very old school.
Yes.
Do a lot of airports still do that? Burbank's the only one I know of. Long Beach,
the
LBC.
I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, I've been through that airport too. So you actually, it's kind of like very 60s-ish, you get out. And then that's where I walked out with Eddie Money to a flight.
No kidding.
Talked to him in the terminal and we walked out.
2 tickets to Paradise?
2 tickets to Vegas. We were both flying to Vegas for
nice.
gigs. Worst airport. This was a long time ago, but I had to fly through Chicago Midway Airport.
Oh, Midway small.
It was terrible. And this is when they were trying to redo it, and no one could get to their flight on time, and it was a nightmare.
I can see that. It's not really big, but it's old, and it's in a neighborhood. So there are people with houses that are just outside the landing strip.
Oh, my God.
Like there's a fence.
I have flown into, out of, and through O'Hare many times, and one of my first stand-up gigs, I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, Lincoln to Chicago, back to Pittsburgh. And we landed, and we had 4 minutes to get to our flight, and it was like, 14 minutes, something like that, and it was 4 terminals away.
Yeah.
So we had to do a full-on sprint. We missed it. They gave us another flight, a couple hours. Me and some other guy, we went to the bar and hung out and talked. And he goes, yeah, it's your first O'Hare Sprint. And I'm like, what do you say? He goes, oh, yeah, it's the O'Hare Sprint.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. I missed my flight.
It's big. That's the thing with
massive.
O'Hare. It's a big airport.
All right, last but not least, we did not. Did I give Eddie Money water? That is a deep cut right there, JR, Johnny from the ballpark. Give me some water. A very underrated deep track from Eddie Money. It's a good song. All right, picks of the day. Did you have a pick of the day?
I did.
All right, let's do it.
First, let me tell you that the favorite for the Super Bowl right now is the Chiefs at plus 275, and then the Lions at plus 230, then the Ravens at plus 450.
Oh, they were okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
My pick at 1236. We were talking football, but I do have a pick for today. I like Denver. I believe they're getting 1.5 points at home against Houston. They've covered the last 4. Houston didn't cover their last game, so in Denver seems to be on an upswing right now with both Westbrook and Jokic playing well.
Okay, I took the Bulls last night. I took the Bulls at home last night against the Pelicans, who only had 9 wins. We're like
Pelicans
6 and 20.
Terrible too.
And the Pelicans actually won the game.
Unbelievable.
So
they're shopping Zion. That's why.
Yeah, I got to do some more studying on my NBA. Here's what I'm going to give for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Reno, Paul, close your ears. I'm going against the Lakers tonight. The Lakers are not 5 points better than the Heat. The Heat's going through a lot with Jimmy Butler. Both teams are about 5-5 in their last 10 games. The line was 4.5. I believe it's 5. So I think the Lakers can win this game. The Lakers will win this game, but I think Miami keeps it tight. And I'm taking a dog. I'm taking the Miami Heat.
What?
I know.
What is in that iced tea that you are drinking, my friend?
I'm doing it. I'm taking the points.
Oh, my God. Next thing you know, you're going to be betting unders.
All right. It's time for Kenny White's Dog of the Day. Kenny White, you can go to KennyWhiteSports.com. Find out more about Kenny White. Kenny White, also one of our hosts on Sports by the Book. Kenny White's Dog of the Day is... Okay, he's going back to the NHL. The Minnesota Wild plus 195 versus the Edmonton Oilers tonight.
Yeah, they've beaten the Oilers this year.
Okay.
So, and then the Oilers came back, beat them. Yeah, they got a shot.
All right, there you go. Listen to Kenny White. He knows what he's talking about more than me. All right, here is our Dog of the Day, ladies and gentlemen. Which one do we have today?
This is the one you requested.
Okay. Is this the... Okay.
Yeah,
Is this the skateboarding dog?
Yes.
Okay.
He's about to.
He
spins around. He's all excited.
Okay.
Did you say skateboard, Dad? Why, yes, I
don't
did.
know the patience. I always just, when I see clips like this, the patience someone must have to teach a dog how to do this.
Look at that.
And he's off.
Yep.
And by the way, the fact that he uses a skateboard a lot is reflected in his heaviness.
Yeah.
He should be walking and running probably a little more.
That
but
skateboard was bent.
It was. It was not good. Great show as always, says JR. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Reno Paul. Earlier in the week, Frank lost his Pittsburgh pass. Now his LA pass. That's true. I wore a Ravens jersey, and now I'm betting against Lakers. Lakers are going to win, Reno Paul. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. The great Matt Neverett will be here.
Oh, it's better with Matt.
It's always better with Matt. Matt Neverett will be here. Matt Neverett, we were talking last night. His dad was in town, actually.
Oh.
I think they went over to Kimmel's and saw a good comedy show. John Caparulo, who's been on this show a couple times. So we'll be excited to see Matt. And, of course, the back half of tomorrow's show. The texts are already flying to Vince and I with his picks. Joe D'Amico will be here. Joe D'Amico, I think, did his best hit ever last week. We'll always have a good time. So Matt and Joe, and on Friday we got Jeff Parles. Good week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show. And to the new people watching, if you're Dave Swerski fans or friends, we appreciate you watching the show and subscribing. We'll be back tomorrow. Punchlines. Line stands for Live in Nevada. Every show.